lecture, we are going to have a general overview of the different dimensions and choices through which we can describe and design an organization. Starting from the dimensions, we can distinguish two levels of analysis: the microstructure and the macrostructure. Microstructure is the set of choices related to the individual positions within the company and their coordination. Macrostructure is instead the set of choices related to the grouping of the individual positions in organizational units, with the definition of the size of these organizational units, the hierarchical levels, and the coordination among different units. Both levels, micro and macro, can be described according to similar choices: division of work, formalization, and coordination. The different options that we have for these three aspects represent the main variables that we can use to design in a proper way the structure of the organization. Dedicated lectures will explain in details all the dimensions, but let's now have an overview and compare them at the micro and the macro level. Division of work refers to how work is divided among different people and different organizational units in order to increase efficiency and effectiveness of our organization. The specialization at the micro level implies the design of the single roles of the organization and, for each role, the definition of their level of horizontal and vertical specialization. The specialization at the macro level implies instead the definition of the grouping criteria to create autonomous organizational units which carry on a set of interrelated tasks. Also, in this case, we have different options for grouping criteria that we will see in details in a dedicated lecture. The second crucial choice is the level of formalization. Formalization at the micro level refers to the definition of the content of work, the expected behaviors, and the needed competencies for each role. Roles can be formalized through procedures and job descriptions. The mechanistic and organic organizational metaphors help us in representing different levels of formalization of behaviors and activities inside the company. A mechanic organization is characterized by a high level of formalization, while an organic organization is characterized by a low level of formalization of behaviors and procedures. We will talk in details about these two metaphors in a dedicated lecture. Formalization at the macro level can be represented with the overall organizational structure used by a company to arrange its activities, represented by the organizational chart. We can have different organizational structures on the basis of the grouping criteria adopted to create organizational units that we will discuss in dedicated lectures. Finally, we need to define how to coordinate roles and organizational units. Coordination is the direct consequence of the division of work. We need to ensure alignment among single roles and units performing different activities in order to deliver a final coherent output. To do so, we can put in place specific coordination mechanisms at the micro level aimed at coordinating different activities performed by different people, and coordination mechanisms at the macro level. To solve coordination problems among organizational units. We will see both micro and macro coordination mechanisms in dedicated lectures.